All right. Let me just finish doing this here. Still setting up, sorry. I am trying to figure out where all my windows are. They're there. Still setting up. And it is... Okay, there we go. Alright, I just need to share this one other place. There we go. How's everyone doing? Okay. Copy, paste. No. There we go. Dashboard. Can everyone hear me all right? Is this even on? There we go. And share. Loud and clear. Thanks, James. All right, so Zeba, doing okay? Hope you are doing well. Yes, we can hear you. That's good. Glad you're doing well. I am doing well as well. Considering the temperatures here. It was negative 26 this morning when I woke up. Right now it is what is it today right now? It's negative 8 right now, but it says it feels like negative 22. And our house is set at 72, but it's only been getting up to like 63. So we're just trying to keep warm here. Other than that, things are going pretty good. I'm gonna finish inking this page and then I'm gonna start coloring it. So what I do is I just lay in the outlines and then I'll lay in flat colors throughout the whole thing. And then over the top of those flat colors I will lay in all of the painterly lines and the shading and everything. So, welcome to my studio. I guess I didn't introduce myself. I'm Paul Cox. I'm the creator of RefToons, and this is my workspace, which is currently still kind of under construction. I can show you. Actually, I need to... Got my shop vac. I don't have any trim around the windows or anything. So it's kind of temporary space right now for my studio. But it works. I had to have an extra heater out here today just because of the cold to fight the cold air that just keeps getting us. So I'm excited to get this room finished. It's been under construction for about 2 years and I am ready for it to be done. I just need the electrician to come in and put the finish up the electrical. I only have, well, none of my lights are in. I just have temporary lights in here. So he's got to finish putting in all those, as well as the ceiling fan and some outlets, and then I should be good to go. And then my desk is actually going to go sit in that corner over there, so that I can look out the window while I'm working. But I only have electricity on this wall right now, so I have to be over here. But it works for what I need. So this is a page from the Pilgrims Progress. My wife and I have gone through the book and kind of turned it into a children's book poem, kind of in a rhyme, as you probably saw when I was down here. This is one page of it. They journeyed together through Vanity Fair, where sinful activity filled up the air. So this is Christian and faithful journeying together, and they've come across this town of just vanity, where everything is about you, and everything is about just finding your pleasures, fulfilling all your pleasures and desires. And they're walking through, trying to get through to make it their way to the celestial city. But if you know the story, you know that they get stopped. They get arrested, put on trial, and Faithful ends up being executed, while Christian is able to get away. So it's heavy stuff for a children's book, but personally I think it's necessary to not be too light with kids, not to hide the fact that there will be trials in the Christian life, and we need to be ready for that. We need to accept it and know that any trial that we face is purposed by God to, as James says, to build us up for perseverance. Consider it pure joy, my brothers, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith develops perseverance. Perseverance must finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. I think that's how it goes. But yeah, so in this world we will have trials, and I think John Bunyan's book, Pilgrims Progress, is a really great way of illustrating that. Has anybody watching, have you read The Pilgrim's Progress? If so, did you enjoy it? I've read it and I enjoy listening to it every so often on audiobook. I go on hoopladigital.com and check out the audiobooks. James, you haven't read it? No, man, you gotta read it. It's so good. Oh, it starts off with John Bunyan just kind of talking about how he fell asleep in a cave, and then in his dream he sees this guy standing on a hill with a book in his hand. And the guy's saying something like, "What must I do to be saved?" Everything is so allegorical in there. Zeba, am I saying it right? Zeba? Is it Zeba or Zeba? Or Zeba? Sorry, I'm unfamiliar with that name, so don't know how to pronounce it. And you have yet to read it. It's on your list, though. Yes, it's a good one to be on your list. But yeah, it's all so allegorical and very well thought out. All the people's names represent like different characteristics or different things, like Mr. Worldly Wise Man. There's a guy named Interpreter. There's a guy named Goodwill. Christian journeys with a couple different friends that he meets. One's name is Faithful, which is this guy that I have on this page with him. Another guy's name is Hopeful. And that's a pretty exciting. Z, I'll call you Z. But yeah, Hopeful. When we get to that part, that's a pretty exciting part of the book. Really enjoyed that one. It may bring you to tears while you read it, if you're the kind of person that tears up at books. I kind of got teary-eyed while I was trying to figure out how to turn that part into a poem, into rhyme. Van it e fair. So yeah, John Bunyan, he wrote this book. I don't know what year it was. I think it was sometime in the 1600s. But I believe he wrote this book mostly from his jail cell. He was in jail for like 12 years for oops. No, I don't want Siri.
You were saying.
No, I wasn't saying. Yeah, he was in jail for like 12 years just for preaching without a proper license from the Church of England or something like that. I don't know, I could be getting that completely wrong, so I'm not infallible, so check me on that, please. So yeah, today I did another video before this, like a couple hours ago, and it's probably the worst video in the world because I was mostly just trying to figure out how to get YouTube Live to work, and I think I've got it figured out now. There were some problems I was having with with the stream health. YouTube kept telling me my stream health was bad, and so I think I got that fixed now. It's all says it's good. But yeah, I'm curious though, how, where did you guys see that I was gonna be live? I'm just curious where my traffic is coming from. So if you could comment just in the chat, just let me know. Did you see it on Twitter or Instagram? Or were you just on YouTube and saw it? And if you're not a subscriber, you should subscribe to my channel. Because I would like to do more videos here on YouTube through RefToons. Z saw it on Twitter. Awesome. Sometimes I don't feel like my Twitter posts go through very well because it just feels like not a lot of people see them or something. So that's good to know. Oops, just knocked the microphone. James says, I have followed you for a while on Twitter. I follow a lot of Calvinist accounts, and RefToons comes up frequently among Calvinists. Well, that's fun. Thank you. Thanks for following. Hope you enjoy the tunes. So if you guys were to, if I were to do more videos, what would you like to see? Would you like to see, or like what kind of topics would you like to see addressed? Or it can be anything really. I'm not really an expert when it comes to like theology or anything or church history, but I enjoy it and I learn it kind of as I'm creating the RefToons. But I'm just curious, what, if you guys enjoy watching videos, what would you like to see from RefToons as videos? If you think of anything, just leave it in the chat. Otherwise, if later you think of something, go ahead and come back and throw something in the comments after this video is posted. That would be awesome. I wondered, does anyone know, like, I think it's like Old English to spell fair with an E at the end? Fair, Vanity Fair? Trusty Google. Archaic, F-A-I-R-E. The gathering of people for a variety of entertainment or commercial activities is normally the essence of a fair. Okay. Okay, so I think I will use the archaic and actually I'll do it this way. What is he doing? That's not what an E looks like. Oh, just you wait. No. There we go. R be a little better at the end. You mean just leave it at R? Yeah, maybe. I think I will fix the R. Is that what you mean? Fix the R? Well, if that's not what you mean, I'm gonna fix it anyways because it's a little thin. Make the line a bit thicker. Here. So what I like to do is I like to weight the lines on the bottom sometimes. And keep it thin on the top so it's less heavy on top. I'm not sure how many. Yeah. I think I'm gonna fix these so they're not so close to the bottom here. Whoops. Come on. There we go. Thanks, guys. I'm just going to delete all of these here. I'm going to redo these. I'm going to bring this up a little bit more too, as well as this. Okay. There we go. All right. So there we go. That's better. Ah, come on. I think I need a stronger arm for this tablet. Unless I just need to tighten the pressure on it. All right, so I recently started brewing my own kombucha, which is kind of a fun, interesting science experiment. Does anyone like kombucha? It's like a, if you don't know what it is, it's what is it? It's fermented sweet tea, black tea. It's basically, you get this big old, it's supposed to have like all kinds of probiotics and stuff in it. James, you're more of a 4-shot Americano guy. That's fine. Oh. You know, I don't know that I've ever had, well, I've had espresso, but I think I may have only had it once. Like true espresso. I normally drink coffee in the mornings, in the afternoons, sometimes in the afternoon. But not like, it's not like strong espresso coffee. I've been getting just the store-bought stuff. Cameron's Roastmasters blend. I have some friends who gave me some of that one time, and I thought it was pretty delicious for being store-bought, and it's cheap, so I'm all about that. I think I don't like this. There we go. Here, I'm gonna go back to the sketching stage here. And, whoops. Gonna pull out my trusty sketch brush here. B for brush. Oh, you weren't a coffee espresso guy until your second child was born. For that, it was high calf tea from Republic of Tea. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, we drink tea. My wife just recently, like, as in like the last year or so, just started drinking tea. So we've been getting a lot of loose leaf tea. Actually, we just go to the grocery store, supermarket, whatever you want to call it, and get what they have there for loose leaf. But the only brand that they carry is Cameron's. So we just get whatever they have there. She likes the Moroccan mint green tea, which I think is pretty excellent as well. So I'm gonna sketch out this V. I'm terrible at lettering, so I should probably take a course on lettering sometime. Fancy decorative lettering. Always learning. That is the motto that I choose to live under. Then Itty Fair. Maybe I should do this and kind of reflect. Oh no, I didn't. I ended up taking that E off the end. No, I don't like it. We'll just stick with that. Maybe thicken that up a little bit. Oh, you're a typography nerd? Yeah, I've done that. I've found some fonts and just traced them before. Yeah, here's my kombucha. It's I put apple flavoring in it, so now it just tastes like apple cider vinegar, but not as potent as apple cider vinegar. But I really like the carbonation that it builds up in there. Hey James, thanks for subscribing on YouTube. I just got a notification. You know, I may need to redo all of these letters, actually. Why don't I do that here? I'm just going to erase these here. Lettering is the bane of my existence. Alright, let's try this again. VA. And let's go. My wife is actually over having tea with one of our neighbors. So I'm in here working on this. Thought I'd throw up the live stream. And it's nice to have to kind of have company while I work. Otherwise, sometimes it gets very boring in here. So I've been thinking about just throwing up the live stream while I work, and as people come and go, at least I have people chatting with me. No, that's an I, not a T. That means I may have to redo this one as well. Okay. I'm going to, let's see here. Alright, I think I've got this live streaming thing figured out. I'm going to post, I did not post my, what's it called? Oh, my update. I didn't post my update on Facebook. I'm going to do that on the RefToons Facebook page. So give me 1 second here. And where's my link here? YouTube, I have found, is so much easier to work with than Facebook Live. I've done Facebook Live with some of these videos recently. Just the other night I did it, actually. And it was it was kind of a terrible experience. It's so much easier. YouTube's interface is so much easier to work with, and what am I doing here? So many tabs open. Here, I'll throw in an image for good measure. Alright, back to the drawing. Actually, oh, good grief, Charlie Brown. Here we go. Alright, so my favorite what were your favorite comics growing up? I have a few. Let me think. I'm trying to think if there are others than the ones that I'm thinking of. That I used to go to the library and just grab all the collections of comic strips and try and rent them out. Oops. Come on. What's going on here? Oh, I don't have anything selected. There we go. No, that's not what I want. So my favorite comics growing up were Calvin and Hobbes. And I feel like a lot of my style is reflective of that, of Bill Watterson's style, with a lot of his like thick to thin, inky lines. I just really loved those comics, like his stories and his the imagination that went into those comics was just so brilliant. And so he's one of my big influences as far as comic strips go. I mean, other ones that I used to as a kid rent from the library were like the Garfield collections of Garfield comic strips, and what else? There were the Far Side comics. Those were always fun. I always enjoyed those. Anything that was funny, I just loved. I also grew up on a steady stream of cartoons. Excuse me. Okay. So, along with those comics, I would also watch the Garfield cartoon show when it came out back in the 90s. What cartoons were my favorites? I was a big fan of Looney Tunes, so I would always watch all the reruns from the 50s, the Chuck Jones style Looney Tunes. Those were some of my favorites when I was a kid. I've been drawing since I was 3, and when I was a kid, I would tell people that I was going to be a cartoonist when I grew up, and I was going to work for Warner Brothers, just because that's the company that I saw on the cartoons, that was making the cartoons. So I said I want to work for them, but that hasn't happened, and I've since kind of changed. I wanted to be an animator, is what I wanted to be, but as I grew up, I realized I didn't have the patience for animation. And I don't know, I guess I kind of grew into comic strips. So for a while I was doing a comic strip called Dad vs. Nature. It was based on my experiences in fatherhood. my adventures in fatherhood, I should say. And now I'm doing RefToons and also trying to do some side projects with RefToons. So I guess Looney Tunes was one of my favorite cartoons growing up, as well as, like, I could just list all the cartoons I watched. I probably watched way too much TV as a kid. But I grew up in the mid to late 80s, 90s era. So I watched a lot of the Looney Tunes reruns. There was Animaniacs, Tiny Toon Adventures, even going back to He-Man, She-Ra, David the Gnome. Oh no. What else? Oh, I got into Dexter's Laboratory and a lot of the stuff on Cartoon Network in the 90s. So Dexter's Lab, Johnny Bravo, that kind of thing. I didn't care for stuff like Ed, Edd and Eddy. Yeah, the 90s were really good for cartoons. Ninja Turtles. What else? What were some cartoons that you watched? I'm drawing a blank. I know there's more. Batman, the animated series. Yes, that was one of my favorites. All-time favorites. I think that's the best Batman ever. It beats any of the movies, in my opinion. For a little bit, I got into things like Dragon Ball Z, Gundam Wing. That didn't last terribly long, for me anyways. Superman, Freakazoid, Pinky and the Brain, Batman Beyond, and so much more. Yes, Batman Beyond. Oh, I love that Batman. That was really good. And then they made a movie, Return of the Joker, which was really good as well. Freakazoid, that was a genius cartoon. That was so funny. I loved when Norm Abrams would make his appearance. He'd open a door and Norm Abrams would be there from This Old House. Or, is he from This Old House? I think so, yeah. It is? Batman Beyond. I did not know Batman Beyond was part of the main DC Comics universe now. I haven't kept up with the comics universes all that much. My brother fills me in sometimes. Hey Steven, how's it going? Oh, the new 52 integrated it in. Steven, good to see you. Steven is the guy that kind of, I don't know, do you head up the translation Facebook page? Anyway, he's the one that gets the RefToons translated into Chinese, which is pretty cool. Okay, I think that's gonna be good for that. Oh, good kombucha. Oh, actually, it's not that great. I don't think I'll ever use apple again to flavor it. Oh. Oh, okay. So you're not in charge of it. You're their English contact. Okay, that's cool. Awesome. Well, thank you, anyways, for doing what you do. Okay, I think that text is good for now. And pardon me, I'm gonna crinkle a bag right next to the microphone and eat a cracker. Oh no. Okay. So yeah, we were just talking about cartoons that we used to watch. Talking about Batman Beyond being a really good rendition of the Batman story. Grab that color. So now I really enjoy reading graphic novels. So I don't really keep up with like a lot of like the superhero comics, but I enjoy like the single story graphic novels, or like the graphic novel series that come out. So like Jeff Smith's Bone is a really good one. That's something that has really kind of inspired me recently. It's an all ages graphic novel adventure for all ages. But it's really good, and I just really enjoy the adventure story in it. Makes me want to make my own adventure stories sometime. I also enjoy reading the Mouse Guard series, which is basically like it's the story. I'm not sure what the story. I don't remember what the storyline is in particular, but the basic gist is that there are these mice called the Mouse Guard, and they protect like this mouse city from attack and strange things, and they go on adventures and stuff, which is pretty cool. So that's another one I enjoy. So I guess a theme for me is I really enjoy adventure stories. But who doesn't? I mean, I'm sure there's probably somebody who doesn't, but it's just fun to imagine these places that don't actually exist. And I don't know, exercise your brain, your creative side. I like to, as an artist, I like to picture what these places look like and then try to draw them on paper or draw them on screen. Okay. Oh, pardon me. I think after I get these words done, it's going to be ready for me to add some color. But before that, I'm going to do a quick little intermission. And check out some things in the house, and then I'll be right back on. Oh, one more thing to draw here. Oh no, Siri, I don't want you. Any chance for a series of comics based on the Pilgrims Progress? I would love to do comics. Well, this right here that I'm working on is a children's book, like a 32-page children's book of the Pilgrims Progress turned into rhyme. So that's what I'm working on right now, but I would love to do a comic series of it, possibly. Although I have all kinds of other ideas for other things running around in my head. I think I may just stick with just doing it as a children's book and then work on some other projects after this is done. But that would be very fun. I have a hard time saying no to things because there's so many things that would be really fun to draw. That I just need to say no to because other things need to happen first. But that would be super fun. Okay. I think that's probably alright like that. Well, this goes. Okay. Oops, leave page. There we go. Alright. So now that I've got that drawn, I am going to take a little short break and okay, I'm going to take a quick break here. Let me throw up my break screen. Quick break. I'll be back in like 5 minutes. I just typed out exactly what I said. Okay, where's my break screen? And I'm back. Let me just rearrange some windows here. Okay. Anybody still here? Oh, I should probably check this email. Hold on. Should have done that before I went back on. Oh, okay. Nothing important. Okay, so James, you're still here. Now I need to add color. So first thing I'm going to do is get rid of that thing, whatever that was. Take off the sketch layers. So there is the final inks for this page, and I'll show you what it looked like on paper. That's the first sketch that I drew in my sketchbook, and so I've turned that basic idea into this. So this should be fun. Nope, that's not. There we go. I'm going to be switching back and forth between other pages here so that I can grab the colors from those pages and bring them into this one. So first I'm going to create a new layer underneath the ink layer. I'm going to select big chunk. Boop. I'm not going to be terribly careful at first, and then I'm going to go in and get the little details here that are going to be that specific color. And his ears. So yeah, I went in and made some coffee. Got a little miniature French press here. I'm just gonna nice and black. Where'd my cup go? There it is. That smells delicious. This is coffee that one of my freelance clients sent me. I'll choose the primary color. That doesn't look right. Maybe it is. Okay. Yeah, I guess I haven't saved in a while, so I'll save the page. That's what we were talking about. Oh yeah, cartoons. There is a cartoon that I... Oh, my kids. They have cleaned their room like I asked them to.
Dad, our room is cleaning, but except our beds are on the, our things are on the floor, cause in the night to sleep on the floor. Yeah.
You're gonna sleep on the floor at night?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I'm sleeping on my princess bed. Yeah, I'm sleeping with my bunny blanket.
Really?
But I'm sleeping on the floor without anything under me except the floor under me. I'm sleeping with the princess.
Clean,
bed
right?
Under me.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah!
Are all of your costumes picked up and put away?
Yeah.
What are your stuffed animals?
Yeah, they're put away.
Did you clean the play closet?
No.
Okay, why don't you clean that? Okay?
Okay.
Thanks. I have a window going into the house. So this room is built onto our back porch. It's our back porch extends like 9 feet out that way. So I just built this room onto this portion of our back porch, and there's a window that looks in to the house, which used to look outside, but it's right on like the landing where the stairs are. And so the kids and anybody really will just come and open the window and tell me what's going on. It's kind of like a drive-through window too, so sometimes my wife brings me coffee through there, which is kind of nice. So yeah, they are cleaning their room. We all know what that means from young children. Okay. I still, as an adult, I love watching cartoons, and one that I enjoy, it's on Netflix, it's Voltron. The new Voltron series that they have out is pretty good. I like the animation style, but of course I love the style of like The Legend of Korra and Avatar: The Last Airbender. That animation style is just, I just really like it, and the humor in there is really good. And so this Voltron series on Netflix is by, I think, some of the same animators, or maybe the same studio or something. It has something in common with the people that made Legend of Korra and Avatar: The Last Airbender, so it has a similar humor and similar animation style, which I love. So this is... Oh, sounds like my wife's home from tea. This is the most boring part of doing this, is just laying in all this color. Actually, big fans of Troll Hunter and How to Train Your Dragon. The classic Batman Superman 90s series. Oh yeah, I used to watch that one too. Batman Superman. Your 4-year-old daughter loves superheroes. That's cool. Yeah, my kids. Her middle name is Mira, like the wife of Aquaman. And my 1-year-old son's name is Kent. That's awesome. That's really cool. Yeah, my girls like the superhero girls. They have some of those play sets, and they've watched the shows. But my kids, they're not, like, I wouldn't say they're super into superheroes. So, oh yeah, they watched the Hero Girls Lego movie on Netflix. Yep. Trying to think. Oh, we did go see the Teen Titans go to the movies in the theater with the kids, and they enjoyed that. But I don't really consider that like a superhero thing. It's more just wacky cartoons.
Dad.
Yeah.
Look at Billy and Harper.
What are they doing? Is Mom home?
No, but Billy and Harper are super funny. Look at them.
Are they down here? Or are they upstairs?
They're upstairs.
Oh. What are they doing?
They're just laying.
They're just laying?
They're laying funny.
Oh.
What, do you want to see them?
What's your favorite cartoon? What did you watch today?
My Little Pony.
My Little Pony?
Voltron.
And Voltron?
And...
Wait, how much did you watch today? Good grief.
We watched all of the My Little Pony and all of the Voltron, and we did not finish the...
Oh, PJ Masks. Did you watch a little bit of that?
Yeah.
Okay. So there you go. No, I'm not gonna go up there right now. Okay, I've gotta get this done here.
Okay. And then will you please?
Maybe. In a little bit.
Okay. Dad, isn't here clean?
No, the floors are still kind of dusty. I need to mop them.
Okay. Can I leave this open?
No, close it please. I don't want the warm air getting out. Okay. Oops. Okay. Well, that's the wrong color. Good grief. I need this color first. This one. There we go. Now I'll do this one. Yeah. There was another time the neighbor lady invited my wife over for tea. And my wife thought she would be back in like an hour, which is what she said today when she left. But last time she was gone for like almost 4 hours having tea with this lady. Which is fine. That lady, she likes to talk. She enjoys company. So that's good. PJ Masks is awesome. So is Miraculous Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir. I think my kids watched that one time too. But I haven't seen that one. So I'm not sure how that one is. I'll take your word for it. I've been watching a lot of this guy named Justin Rhodes. He's a vlogger who does like a little farmette thing at his house. He does permaculture, chickens and stuff like that. We have 4 chickens. And we would like to get some land to be able to have more chickens and possibly some other types of animals to provide some food for us. We just like the idea of being able to grow your own food and know where your food is coming from. Especially since my wife had like a health scare a couple years ago, and it was due to a lack of certain vitamins in her body. And so ever since then we've been changing our eating habits and trying to eat a lot more natural foods and whole foods and stuff, and that's really been helping us a lot. It's also partially why I'm brewing my own kombucha. Yeah, I think I posted a blog article on RefToons.com about my wife's health issues last couple of years ago, 2 years ago. No, it wouldn't have been 2 years ago because I started RefToons October 2017. Somewhere on there there's a blog article about what we did and God's sovereignty in times of trouble. So what are you reading? Are you a reader? Is anybody who's watching a avid reader? If so, I would like to know what you're reading. Because I have been reading through John Owen's Mortification of Sin, and I just rented John Owen's Death of Death and the Death of Christ from hoopladigital.com, and I'm looking forward to reading that one. Ouch. I think that I need to do a different thing here. Open Sesame. Okay. Same color. Looks good. Looks consistent a little bit, at least. Uh-oh, someone's crying. I will be right back. Okay. Had to break up an argument between 3 girls. Book-wise, I've got Steal Away Home by Matt Carter and God and the Transgender Debate on my nightstand, and we'll be starting Fight by Craig Greschel soon for a men's group at our church. Cool. Awesome. There we go. I have so many other books that I have bookmarks in that I've started reading and just haven't finished yet. So I've got The Sovereignty of God by A.W. Pink, The Attributes of God by A.W. Pink. I've got The Explicit Gospel by Matt Chandler. Some other ones. The Lord of the Rings. Still have never finished it. Been reading it off and on for the past like 10 years. I am much better at listening to audiobooks. Just don't have a lot of time to read. Just sit down and read. So I do, this is what I do all day. I just draw. So I listen to podcasts or books. If Tolkien didn't take so long to describe a darn mountain, it'd be easier to read his books. Yes, I agree. He takes take a whole chapter just to describe something. Yeah. I think that's kind of what made me kind of stop reading, was just the long descriptions of things. I love his stories, but sometimes his descriptions tend to get in the way of the story. Have you ever read the Space Trilogy by C.S. Lewis? Out of the Silent Planet, Paralandra, and That Hideous Strength? Those are pretty good. Pretty good. I really liked the first book in that series, Out of the Silent Planet. It took me a while to get through That Hideous Strength, the third book. Once I figured it out, it was pretty good. Yeah, Lewis is long-winded too. Yeah, his Narnia books are good, but yeah, he does tend to have that same problem. Although his Narnia books aren't as bad. He had children in mind when he was writing them, so I think those ones are pretty good. You just picked up Mere Christianity. Which you somehow managed to avoid up to this point. Yeah, that one's alright. When I was in high school, my youth pastor started to do a book study on it with us, and then he just kind of stopped. We read the first chapter, and then he stopped doing the study. We moved on to something else. Oh, we've got more crying. Here comes trouble.
Dad,
Yeah?
our plants need watering. They're dry.
Oh, you can water them.
They're really dry.
Okay, use your little watering cans.
And our plants are dying.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that's what happens in this house. We got the 3 girls some fairy gardens, and all of their plants are dying. That's how well we take care of the plants in this house. Whoops. Okay. This program takes some getting used to. Okay, did I get this guy's pants? No, I did not. Did I get his belt? And doop doop. So, yeah, this is basically just filling in the spaces, but I need to make sure that I'm at least centered, or at least somewhat centered on the lines, so that when I go to fill, it actually fills behind here and not just butts up to the line, because I want the fill to be covered up. Otherwise there'll be a funny little light colored line all along all of these edges. So I want to make sure that the color gets covered up. And this is the tedious work that I sometimes have my wife or son do for me. But it's difficult now because everything I have to do now is on the computer, so I can't just give them up my computer to color, because I have other things that I need to do on the computer as well. But when I was drawing these, see, this one I had to draw, when I first started drawing all these pages, they were all on paper I was using a brush pen to draw them. And I was able to scan them in, get them ready for color. She was able to color them, lay in these flat colors, while I went away from the computer and drew another page. So we would kind of switch back and forth doing that. I'd get another page done, she'd color it while I work on the next page. But now I've realized I was missing a bunch of pages, so I had to redraw them. So I'm just redrawing them on the computer with a brush that somewhat mimics the brush pen that I was using before. And I'm trying to get this done, completed this week, but I still have a huge list of revisions that I need to go through as well. Oops. And sometimes I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. So, one thing I do, yes, I am planning on selling this book. There's a publisher lined up who is going to actually publish it. I haven't straightened out all the details with them yet, so I'm not going to say who it is. but I can tell you it's not like one of those big Christian publisher deals. Just a smaller publisher who is, I think they're just starting out, kind of, but they have a little publishing company branch of their company, so I'm gonna go through them. I've done some work for them before for other things that they do. Oh, just to give you an idea of what a finished page will look like. Well, there's a finished page, but this right here is a finished page of the book. So that's just kind of the coloring style that I'll be going for once I get these flats laid in. So I'll get these main characters colored in, then okay, now I'm going to lay in a type of background. Bring this text all the way to the top. I'm actually going to, where's my, oh, no, there we go. So that looks good. No. Grab that letter C. I'm gonna paste it into there. Bring it down here.
The water's going through the hole.
What?
The water's going through the
Oh. Oh, the water? Okay. So you guys can be done watering, okay?
The water's going through the hole.
Oh, okay. Is someone watching Harper? Did she make a mess?
On the panty and sock drawer, we did.
Okay, we'll get a towel. You can use my towel and clean it up, okay? Okay, go get my... Hey! Harper, go get my towel and clean it up. No, not down there. Upstairs in the bathroom. Okay? Good job. There we go. They journeyed together.
Where is your towel, Dad?
It's hanging up in the bathroom.
Which one is it?
The one closest to the shower.
What?
The one closest to the shower.
Oh. Let me get it.
There we go. Okay. I'm going to lay in a background color. It's going to be similar to this, how it just kind of fades around. These are my three main brushes that I use. This is my sketch brush, my line brush, or my ink brush, and my coloring brush. And I'm surprised there doesn't seem to be too big of a delay on YouTube Live, which is really nice because the delay is like 30 seconds on Facebook, and it just gets really hard to talk to people in the chat on there. So hopefully I'm going to be able to move all my live stuff to YouTube, and hopefully people will check it out. And I thank you guys for checking it out. It's encouraging. I'm going to turn my flow for the pen. These are my pen sensitivity levels. So the opacity is down so that it's a little more see-through. I'm going to bring it down a little more. And I'm going to choose a different color here. I'm going to do like a pink-ish color maybe. But like a lighter pink. Okay, there's a little bit of lag time, as you can probably see. Just because I made my brush huge, and because it's a texturized brush, it takes the computer longer to read what's happening and process what's happening. So I have to go in short bursts here. Up here, and then oh, she's home. So I'll bring this up here, and then I'll bring this around down here, and do this here. All right. Uh-oh. Alright, once I get this color on, it's been about 2 hours, so I'm gonna stop the live stream, and I'll come back on again a different time with something else. So it's been fun having you guys on here, talking to me, keeping me company. Really enjoyed it. And you can always find RefToons on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, reftoons.com. I think if you're subscribed, you should be getting notifications when I come on again, so I'd love to have you guys again, talking about cartoons and such. So now here is there. Finished with the background. I'm heading out. Thank you again. Oh, and I do have a Patreon as well. People always remind me to to plug that. So it's patreon.com/RefToons if you want to support RefToons. Otherwise, thanks for watching. I hope you guys stop by again. It was good talking with you, James. And we'll see you guys later.